It's Apple versus the FBI, privacy versus security.
After the break, what federal agency joined the FBI calling for Apple to unlock one of its phones?
Here's what's happening right now. South Korean officials say the sound of an explosion caused residents to evacuate. The sound came from a North Korean artillery drill across the border. The false alarm comes after tensions between North and South Korea due to the North's rocket launch and nuclear test.
It only comes around every 4 years.
Leap Day is upon us, and with it, some deals. Where you should get lunch today to celebrate the 29th day of February.
And how meeting Goofy in the gang may be a little too goofy. A member of SEAL Team 6 will receive something special today, the honor he'll receive after the break. Housing sales are high, which means higher prices for buyers.
How state testing could become an option, not a requirement.
And Mad Max comes up pretty big at the Oscars.
How the amount of time students are allowed to study for tests in Missouri might be shortened.
How one trade of workers came together to help out Influent.
And an alternative way researchers have found to get rid of some weight.
As we talked about earlier in the newscast, Maddie Mock has been removed from the Mizzou football team. What this means for the program and the Tigers' depth chart next in sports.
Bernie Sanders gained another supporter from the Democratic Party.
A look at how that supporter is saying Sanders is qualified to be president. The reason behind her resignation after the break.
Super Tuesday is less than 24 hours away. Hillary Clinton may have to defend herself before tomorrow, though. What new emails are out now? Missing baby's been found more than 200 miles away from her home. How that baby ended up away from her family after the break.
Super Bowl 50 is about a week away, and more than 100 million people are expected to watch in the United States.
We'll tell you what food they're most likely to chow down on after the break. A collapsed crane in New York City has left at least one dead and more injured.
The reason behind the fall after the break. A U.S. airstrike hits an ISIS training camp, this time somewhere else outside of Syria.
And why a hospital in Germany was forced to go back in time this week.
Back storms.
The Zika virus has been linked to birth defects, and scientists are now finding a new way that it may be spreading.
The caucus tonight is likely to heat up the race for who will be the next president of the United States.
But the weather may be thinking otherwise. A mix of some winter weather might shake things up.
Plus, how Hillary Clinton brought a special someone on stage with her in her final push before tonight's caucus.
The battle of Apple against the federal government rages on. The Justice Department is weighing in, saying the company is only worried about its reputation by refusing to unlock the San Bernardino killer's iPhone. Apple is vowing to fight a court order to create software that would unlock Saeed Farouk's iPhone. Federal prosecutors are arguing that a judge should force Apple to comply.
If there is one thing that goes with the big game, chicken wings. According to the National Chicken Council, Americans are expected to eat 1.3 billion chicken wings next weekend. To figure out how many wings that really is, the council says if the wings were laid out end to end, they would stretch from the Panthers Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, to the Broncos Field in Mile High, Denver. It's a lot of wings.
A KKK demonstration that quickly turned violent.
A bill that aims to investigate deaths at the hands of police officers.